So for the thin wire bead, we put this right in the middle. It's 24 inches, so figure it out. And now I'm looking for my 7.5 right here. Now watch what I do. This is going to stay where it's at, and I'm putting both wires behind, and I'm going to bring this back up to the front. They pull directly opposite each other. Then I want to do it again, and they should stay on opposite sides. Then I'm going to do it again, going towards each other each time. Now I have 4 wraps around the back, and what I want to do is pull that towards each other. Then I'm going to wrap horizontally. But let's look at the back first if we can. Let's see if I can do that. So turn that around. See the back? We're going to scrunch it all up together, right? So now I'm going back over here to the front. Okay, and I'm going to scrunch it all up, and I want to make sure it's on my 7.5. So I'm going to bring it back down. I'm going to move this up, and I'm using my legs and resting it up against the table. You can work with a partner on this. Remember, not everybody finishes the same day. It's okay. Work in teams. Okay, now I'm going horizontally under first. Okay, under first, the same direction, both of them. Now, to make it the same, we want to turn it so it's going flat, straight across horizontally. This is hard to film right now. Okay, but we want this straight. Then I'm going to wrap it again. Let's do one at a time. And we're starting to make it go wrap around the edge. It's no longer going to be, I'm going to keep going the same direction. It's no longer going to be underneath. It's going to be the same, or it's on the sides. Okay, so let's see if you could see that. Yeah, I'm starting to make it go up to cover the hole, and we don't want it to cross over. We want to keep going sideways, so go slowly and carefully and check the side while you're working. Okay, do one at a time, that's easier, and then check it sideways like this, and you want to keep going pretty far. Okay, and every once in a while tighten these down and make them go straight. Make this go straight across, and the sides, pull all those rings together, okay, to keep it nice and neat. Okay, so sideways, horizontally, flat across, flat across. Okay, in the professional jeweler video, she kept doing them all at the same time. I think that's a little harder, so do one at a time. And that helps you keep your bead straight, right? So we want to keep going. We have a lot more wire on this one than we did on the practice one. Okay, we're using the same exact technique, but we're doing more wraps. Okay, so now I think I might be ready. Yeah, it's looking pretty good on that end. This end looks better. You can not see the hole. So I'm going to back it up a little bit and try to cover the hole on this side. I want this to go up higher, okay? So you're not ending up seeing that hole, okay? So I may have forgotten since I'm trying to film and do this at the same time, I may have forgotten one of the wraps with one of them and did more on the other side. Yeah, they're not even. So I did more wraps with one of the wires, and that could be a problem. It will make your ring lopsided. So make sure you are not filming what you're doing and paying attention to what you're doing. Miss A is going to try to do that. I can go backwards at this point and undo it and straighten the same wire out. We have no extra wire for this one, so we're going to use the same wire. Okay, and let's pretend this was accurate. I'd want to make sure it's in the right spot, and let's turn it around. Look at that. Okay, and we don't want anything overlapping. And so this part, what we're going to do is use our fingers first to go down here and through the 4 loops that become the base of the ring. And we're going to go really tight up into this part and then do it again right there. Okay, and I'm not even using a plier. You can, if this is hard for you, you can get that rounded pliers that looks like a cone. And then you want to just wrap it around and around this way many times, right? But you got to double check that this is going straight first. You don't want to get these crossed over. Okay, so get these lined up so that when this is all done, this part comes directly out, nothing overlaps here, and we're going to straighten it back on the mandrel again, and this side comes straight out. Okay, so I'm going to now wrap on this side. Okay, and if I weren't making this video, I would stop and redo this again to get this lined up because this hole is showing. Okay, and I know I have my students who want to make it just right. Okay, this would be okay, but it would probably be at the most a B because we're seeing it sideways. It's hard, but that's why we have a lot of time. So this would be more like a C. Miss A is going to do it again to show you a good example, but right now I'm showing you how I'm finishing. If that hole were not showing, then I would keep it this way, but I think I'm going to redo it if I have time. So before I give out senior awards, one of my seniors is getting an award. I'm very excited. Okay, so this right here is, we'd keep wrapping that and making it tight. You would pull this up so it's super tight, and you don't want this to overlap each other either. You want to make it go round, 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 but not overlapping. Okay, and you want to make it even on both sides. Okay, and at this point, I want to put this back in the mandrel to make sure it's where I need it to be. And all of this is lined up nice and smooth before I finish. Okay, so the back should be straight across smooth before we finish. And then I'm going to take it off and do a few more wraps on here. And when I'm done, this part I will cut, and maybe I can cut it a little further out and tuck it up in there, or just cut it in a way that will make it easier to not ravel up. Then, or unravel, sorry about that, slip of the tongue. Okay, then I'm going to use a teeny bit of a file to make sure if that little edge is pointing anywhere, it's not going to snag on clothes, and it's also not going to puncture your finger or somebody else's when you hold their hand. Okay, and these are good gifts too. I think Mother's Day, no, Mother's Day was just happening. I know you have some gifts you can give. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this about to here. I'm gonna wrap it through once and stick it up in there to make it just stay that way. I think that'll be nice. Okay, in the end, these should look more like this side, all right? And the front edge, since I did it so lopsided, it's not even there. So I'm gonna redo mine, and when I show it to you in class, it's gonna be more straight, okay? I have one more bead too that I'm gonna try it with, see how easy that one is.